Happy Sunday, folks. Let's see. We're just waiting for all our channels to go live. We are live on YouTube, and looks like we are now live on Facebook. I'm waiting for one more page to go live on Facebook, and then we will begin the stream. We're going to be unboxing chargers today. I brought a whole bunch of chargers in from Amazon, so we're going to be taking a look at those. So it looks like we are now live on all channels here, so we're going to get started. And the best viewing experience is going to be on Amazon. The link is in the description, so go ahead and join us over on Amazon if you are tuned in either through Facebook or YouTube. Join us over on Amazon because you're going to be able to shop all the products that we're going to be talking about here today. And I'm about to go live on Amazon as we speak here, so 3, 2, 1. Happy Sunday, folks. My name is Adrian with Project Ramos, and today we're going to be unboxing a whole bunch of chargers that are brought in from Amazon. Now, chargers have become one of those things that I like to call kind of like a fatigue type of thing, because most of us have smartphones, we have tablets, we have multiple devices that we need to be charging, and sometimes we need to charge them up at the same time. And what ends up happening as you buy more and more devices, you end up with more and more chargers, more and more things that you need to plug into your AC outlets, not to mention all the cables that you got to be carrying around. So it becomes charger fatigue. And before we get started here, if you're watching us on Amazon, I would appreciate it if you were to hit the follow. That way, when we do go live and do these unboxings, you'll get notified in the app. Looks like we have some folks already watching on Amazon. If you could, let me know in the chat room that you're let me know that you're watching. That way I can say hi to you. And if you're joining us over on YouTube or Facebook, I put a link in the description to the Amazon page where you can watch. It's a better viewing experience if you join us over on Amazon because you're going to be able to shop the products that we're going to be unboxing here today. So if you have any questions along the way here, let me know in the chat room and I'll do my best to answer the questions. Charging technology has come a long way. There are different specs when it comes to charging your devices. There's specs that'll fast charge your devices. There are specs that will have allowed manufacturers to create smaller chargers, but put out a lot of wattage. And so one of the key factors to be able to fast charge your device is usually the charging brick has to put out quite a bit of wattage. At least 20 watts or more. And the other factor is sometimes, as far as iPhones go, you're going to need USB Type-C to Lightning to be able to fast charge iPhones. On the Android side, you need the Quick Charge protocol. So the charger has to support Quick Charge, and then you're going to be able to quick charge your Android devices. So looks like my brother is watching on Amazon. Thank you for the follow. And let me go ahead and highlight the first item we're going to be talking about here, and let me switch over to my overhead camera. So it's this guy right here, and let me zoom in here a little bit, that way you can get a better look at it. So this charger here has what they call GaN technology. What this allows is for this charger to be made very compact, very small, but still put out a lot of watts. This one in particular can put out up to 67 watts. And let me just make some changes here real quick. Just give me a second here. I need to get my chat room going. That way all right, there we go. All right, in the chat room, let me know if you have any questions, and also let me know if you are watching live. That way I can say hi to you. All right, so this first one is highlighted right now in the carousel. 67 watt charger. So let's go ahead and get this guy in box. We're not going to test them today, but we are going to take a look at them, and then I'm going to The other reason I mentioned to follow me on Amazon is that once I'm done reviewing these chargers, I am going to put up a full review on it so you can see the actual performance that you get out of these devices. So this one here is called the SuperPort S3. And as I already mentioned, it's a 67 watt charger. And let's take a look at it. And here it is right here. That's, you get the charger in the box, and then you get the instruction manual. It's not a whole lot to these, so it's not really much to look at in the instruction. So it has a little protective plastic there. All right, so here's the charger. Now, as far as the ports go, you can see you get 2 USB Type-C ports. So you get one here, and then you get a USB Type-A charging port. I believe the USB Type-A is quick charge, and then the USB Type-C can put out quite a bit of watts there. And then the part that goes plugged into your AC outlet, it flips out like that, so you can store this easily in your bag with no issues there. And this thing is very compact. Now, this one features the GaN technology. With GaN technology, you're able to essentially, the manufacturers can make these chargers a lot smaller than they were before. Let's see here. Give me a second here. Just checking the chat room. Oh, it looks like we have some folks over on Facebook. Hey, what's up, Rob? Primo, Manuel, ¿cómo estás? Let's see here. Yeah, join us over on Amazon. You get a better experience over there. All right, so let me give you a comparison here. So here's the 20 watt charging brick that you normally get with iPhones nowadays. And you can see this Apple charger only puts out 20 watts. Well, not only, but I mean, it's a 20 watt charger. You can see the size of it. Now, in comparison to this one here, it's not that much bigger than the iPhone charger. Okay, but this one that we just unboxed puts out 67 watts. What that means is not only are you going to be able to fast charge your iPhone, you're also going to be able to fast charge your iPad, whether if you have an iPad Pro or just a regular iPad, and you're also going to be able to charge a laptop. Now, because it's 67 watts, it's not going to charge your laptop very fast, but nonetheless, it's still enough power to be able to charge your laptop. So, I mean, get a look at, I mean, you can see the size difference there. This thing is very compact, very tiny. So that's what you get with chargers that feature GaN technology. These the other bigger charging bricks, they use regular silicon, which is the reason why they're so big, because they put out a lot of heat, so they have to make them bigger. GaN technology doesn't use silicon, and they put out less heat, so they're able to make these chargers a lot more compact, a lot smaller. So that's this one here. Looks like the brand that they put on here is Onco, O-N-K-O, I believe. It's featured in the carousel, so if you want to check that one out, this is definitely one that is easily one that's easy to carry around. So definitely one to consider. And as I said, follow my Amazon shop page, because I'm going to put up the full review on all of these chargers that we're going to talk about here today. And if you are watching on Amazon, you can take a look at the carousel there and kind of get a preview of all the different chargers we're going to be unboxing here today. So let's see here. Check my Amazon chat. All right. So if you're watching us on Amazon, let me know in the chat room that you're watching. That way I can say hi to you. Let's move on to the next charger here. Now, this next one, what caught my attention on this one is that it has a wattage readout. I always like to see what at what rate my devices are charging. It's just one of those pet peeves of mine where, you know, I like to know that my iPhone is fast charging. And you can quickly see that with this type of charger here. Now, this one's a 65 watt charger. It features more charging ports than the last one that we just unboxed. And I'm going to go ahead and highlight that one now in the carousel. All right, so let's go ahead and unbox this guy. This one, the brand is HYRIP, HYRIP, I think. As I said, 65 watt charger. This also has a quick charge protocol. It has a display, as I mentioned. So this one's also going to be good enough to be able to charge a laptop, an iPad, tablet, and smartphones. So let's go ahead and open this guy up and see what we get here. And once again, if you have any questions, drop your questions in the chat. All right, let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. All right, here we go. All right, so here's a charger. Looks like the display is on this end here, and then you have the AC cord here, or plug there. And on the other side, we have 2 USB Type-C charging ports and 2 USB Type-A charging ports. And the bottom does feature rubber feet. That way, when you do place this on your desktop, it won't slide around easily there. And it does have a protective cover over the LCD display, so we'll just take that off. And if you are watching us on Amazon, if you're not following the Amazon page, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the follow button, because I'm going to be uploading full reviews on all these items that we're looking at here today on my Amazon page. And then also, we do tech unboxings on my Amazon page. I go live. So if you're interested in this type of unboxings, definitely follow the page. That way you get notified when we do go live. Let me go ahead and plug this guy in and see what the display looks like. So it's plugged in now. And the display comes on showing 0 amps. Well, because we're not charging anything right now. So let me go ahead and plug in my iPhone just to get an idea here of what kind of readout we can get. So I'm just going to plug it into one of the USB Type-C charging ports, and immediately you can see it gives you the amp readout and the voltage readout. So right now it is charging at 9 volts. It also shows you which port is charging, which is C1. That's the one I plugged into. So 9 volts at roughly about 1 amp means 9 times 1. So we're getting about 9 watts right now. Yeah, my iPhone doesn't need to be charged right now, so that's why it's slow charging. But the amperage is going up. So you can see all of that information here on the LCD display, which is very cool. All right, that is it for this one. If you guys have any questions on this charger, let me know in the chat room. That way I can try my best to answer those questions. As far as the weight of this charging device, it's pretty lightweight. So this is a very cool thing to have. So now the USB Type-C charging ports are able to put out the full 65 watts. Now that does get split if you do plug in more than one device at the same time. So the max output is going to be 65 watts. The quick charge ports put out 30 watts each. So again, the more devices you plug in, that wattage does get split up between all the charging ports that you're using there. All right, so that is going to do it for this one here. Let me go ahead and get these packaging back together here. If you have any questions on any of these items, let me know in the chat room. And sometimes the Amazon chat doesn't work, so let me know. Hopefully I am seeing everyone's chat here. Let me go check over on Facebook and YouTube. All right, folks. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, join us over on Amazon. That's the best viewing experience. All right, this next item here is more of a nerdy product. Again, as I mentioned just a bit ago, when I'm charging my devices, I do like to know at what rate they're charging, at what wattage. This one here is a 100 watt charger. And it also gives you an LCD display readout to let you know at what rate each port that you're using is charging at. On top of that, it also has a wireless charging pad right here, right at the top. So very cool device, very nerdy if you're into that type of thing. And it's highlighted right now in the carousel. It's affordable too. So definitely check this one out. 100 watts. This one puts out plenty of power. So let's go ahead and get this guy open here. And there's the unit there. Also in the box is the instruction manual. And we get an accessory, which I'm assuming is going to be the power cord. And it is. Here's the power cord here. All right, so here's the front of the unit here. You get 2 USB Type-C charging ports, actually 4. So you get one there, one here, one here, one here. Then you also get 4 quick charge USB Type-A charging ports, and then the wireless charging pad up on top. And on the side, looks like we have a power button there. And on the bottom we get rubber feet, and looks like some vents in the back. Not sure if that has a fan built in, but this is also where the AC power cord goes plugged in. So let's go ahead and get this guy fired up and see what kind of information we can get out of the display there. And let's see here. And big shout out to everybody tuned in right now. Thank you for joining me on this Sunday night. And there is the LCD readout. So it gets voltage readout, amperage readout, and wattage readout. So you don't have to do any math to figure out how many watts are coming out of this thing. So again, I'm going to plug in my iPhone and see what kind of readout we can get. So iPhone is now plugged in. You can already see the LCD going here. So 5.1 volts at 2 amps. So the way you figure out the wattage is you take voltage multiplied by the amperage. So this is already doing the math for you. So yeah, about 9 watts. That's about what the other charger was doing. Now that's going to fluctuate based on, I'm not sure why it keeps shutting off there. Let me flip this over. The at the rate that it's going to be charging, it'll fluctuate. That's just how charging works. So it's going to hover between 9 watts, 10 watts, 11 watts, and move back and forth. But if my phone needed more of a charge and it was more closer to being dead, then this would have jumped up to over 20 watts. So, okay, see, this thing keeps disconnecting. So this is why I suggest that you follow my Amazon page. So these type of things is what I want to look at to see if it's worth buying this device or not. So I don't know if this is an issue with the cable or the charger itself. It's interesting that it just seems to disconnect there. Let's check out the wireless charging pad. Let's see if that works out. So I'm just going to place my phone right on top here. And it is charging. But what's interesting is you don't get a readout for the wireless charging pad, but the phone is charging. Oh, there it goes. Now it's giving us a readout. So the max that you can get on the wireless charging pad is 15 watts. Right now it's giving us 10 watts again because my iPhone doesn't need to be charged right now. So very cool. So it does give you a readout there. So the only thing we need to work out now is why was a USB Type-C charging disconnecting. I'll work that out in my full review. And so definitely follow the Amazon page. As I mentioned, I'm going to be saying that quite a bit here. So if you've been sticking around since the beginning of the stream, my apologies. But, you know, it's always good to remind people to follow the Amazon page. Because I'm really trying to build up that community there. Because I'm going to be doing quite a bit of unboxings. I've got a ton of product that I still need to unbox. So I'm going to be unboxing for the rest of the week. Today it's going to be all about chargers. So let's go ahead and move on to the next product. If you guys have any questions on any of these products that we're looking at, let me know in the chat. All right, this next one is it's a USB Type-C 150 watt charger. Let me grab that real quick. Now, the last one was 100 watts. So if you're going to plug in your laptop into that, that is plenty of power to be able to charge up your laptop. This guy here is 150 watts. So what that means is as you're plugging in more devices, it's going to have plenty of wattage to be able to fully put through quite a bit of watts through these charging ports. But it starts splitting it up, just so you know, as you're plugging in more devices. So let's go and see what we get into in this box here. So we got the instruction manual there. Here is the charging unit. The back of it, you get the AC outlet to plug in the AC cable there. On the front, we've got, let's see, looks like it goes this way. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3 USB Type-C charging ports. Then we get 1, 2, 3, 4 USB Type-A charging ports. And that is it. So looks like we get also the cable. All right, so let's go ahead and plug this guy in, since we've been doing that with these other ones. There's going to be no LCD readout, but I'm just curious to see if there's anything that illuminates on the front here. All right, that guy is now plugged in. Okay, we've got nothing illuminated there. So I'm just going to use the first USB Type-C charging port, and we're going to plug in my iPhone here. And the iPhone is charging. All right, so no LED indicators on this one. So it's just a real simple charger, but 150 watts, so you're going to get plenty of charging power here. Looks like we have some questions here in the chat. Let's see. All right, Neil, the LED lights, the ones that are coloring my background, those are GVM LED panels. They're RGB panels. And then Anthony's asking here, let me actually have... Sorry about that. I was just checking here. And then Anthony's asking about the microphone. This mic is the Rode Pod mic. And I've got that plugged into a Yamaha AG06 mixing board. And then that goes into my ATEM Mini Extreme. Yeah, I also like how this microphone sounds. So I definitely agree with you there. And it's actually, this microphone does really good at cutting out the ambient noise. Because it's really noisy in my studio right now. I've got a couple fans going because it's pretty hot today. So, you can hear the fan a little bit, but not as loud as I can hear it here in the studio. Let's go ahead and move on to the next charger here. Thank you, Neil and Anthony, for posting in the chat room there. If you guys could, follow my Amazon page. Oh, looks like we got a spammer here. All right, who is this guy? All right, let's move on to the next product here. And let me just mute that user. All right, guys. Let's grab the next product here. This next one is a 200 watts. So as you can see what's going on here, we are moving up in wattage here. So this one's 200 watts. And as I explained before with charging fatigue, any of these chargers, you're going to be able to eliminate all the chargers that you have for all your multiple devices, because all of these chargers can charge more than one device at the same time. This one, however, can put out up to 200 watts of charging power. So you can have literally just this one brick charge two laptops at the same time if you wanted to. And let's see, I got that highlighted now in the carousel so you guys can check it out. If you guys are watching over on YouTube or Facebook, go ahead and join us over on Amazon. The link is in the description. All right, let's get this guy unboxed and see what it looks like. Okay, so right off the bat, we get the user manual. Now this one, as you can tell, also features GaN technology, which is why it's a 200 watt charger, but it's the same, roughly about the same size as the MacBook Pro charging bricks. So here is the charging brick here, and we do get some accessories. So we get the AC cable. Oh, this is nice. I wasn't expecting this. We get a braided USB Type-C to USB Type-C charging cable. And then we get some international cords, probably UK and Europe maybe. Not too familiar. I haven't traveled to those areas, so I'm not really sure. All right, so this does support quick charge and also power delivery on the USB Type-C charging ports. Let's go ahead and get this plastic ripped off here. All right, Queen of Spades. There you go. Now I can see your name. The wife is in the chat. All right, guys, here it is. So here's all the ports. All right, just got in focus there. So we get 3 USB Type-C charging ports, and then we get a USB Type-A charging port. And then what's to note here is that the top 2 USB Type-C charging ports both can put out 100 watts max. The third one puts out 65 watts max, and then the quick charge can put out the third USB Type-C can do 65 watts. The USB Type-A can do 60 watts max. So this is a beefy, very small. As far as the form factor goes, it's about the same size as a MacBook Pro charging brick, but it's beefy. This thing is, and then you got this here, so you don't have to use the cable. But if you need this closer to your devices, then you could use the supplied AC cord here. So let's go ahead and get this guy plugged in just to continue the theme here. Now, as you can see, the AC has this adapter here, which means that this is probably going to slide off somehow. So let's see how we can do that. Or maybe, yeah, you guys are learning right with me right now. Oh, I see. Okay, so this, okay. So when this retracts like this, you can take the adapter and then slide it right over the top. And then there it is there. Now it's plugged in. Let's go ahead and get this plugged into my AC outlet here. All right, and I still have got my iPhone plugged in, so let's plug it into USB Type-C, and it immediately starts charging there. So it's working. There's no LED indicators or anything to show you that the unit is working, but I can tell you right now it's charging my iPhone, so working as expected. This is a very good charger to have because of how many watts this thing puts out. You're going to be able to charge all of your devices, fast charging. You know, let's say you have a laptop, you have a iPad Pro, and you also have your smartphone. You're going to be able to fast charge everything at the same time with this charger. Very, very cool charger here. I really like this one. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Now this next one is for those of you that have, let me zoom out here a little bit so we can get this in camera here, a desk. You know, whether your desk at work or at home or both. This is something that comes in handy. Now I have one on my desk already, but what caught my attention on this one is the amount of plugs you get on it. And that's why I wanted to check this one out. because I think this one's probably going to replace the one that I currently am using on my desk. Check this out. AC outlets. You get 3 on this side. You get 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So 9 AC outlets total. On top of that, check out the USB type, the USB charging ports here. You get 4 USB Type A charging ports. 2 of them are quick charge, and then 2 are just normal charging there. No USB Type C charging ports, which is a bummer, but that's okay. At least you still get these USB Type A charging ports, because you can always plug in a charging brick here to get a USB Type C charging port out of it if you really need one. And then you get the on and off switch here, which is also the breaker. So if this thing trips, then this is where you reset it here. And then you get the desk mount here. What? You're going to buy one? The wife is going to buy one of these. Yeah, and actually, I appreciate it if you guys use the buy from the carousel there, because I do make a small commission. But that doesn't change your price. Now, here's what's cool. Okay, so this is going to be able to open up, obviously, to be able to attach it to your desk. But it has these little rubber feet here at the bottom. So when you do put this over your desk, it's not going to slide around, being that this is made out of plastic. So with these rubber feet, once you get this slid over your desk, it's going to hold there really tight and not move around. It's very, very beefy power strip here. Very useful, especially if you're constantly plugging in things into AC outlets. To have this at arm's reach on your desk is extremely useful. And then here's a cord here. Personally, I'm not a fan of these cords that are angled like this. I understand why they do this, because when you plug it into the wall, then it can just come straight down. But I'm just not a fan. I'd rather this come out straight, but that's okay. That works. All right, so that is all the charging items that we have here today. And let me go ahead and switch over here. And as I mentioned, please follow the Amazon page, because I'm going to be reviewing all of these devices that we unboxed today. As you've seen, we already ran into trouble with one of the devices. Not sure what's going on there. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the product. It just simply means that something's going on there, and those are the type of things that I like to look in there. That way you when I do my review, you'll know if it's worth buying or not. So definitely follow the Amazon page. That way you can check out those reviews once I get them completed and uploaded. And then also when we do unboxings, you'll get notified on the app when we're going to do an unboxing. I've got a ton of other stuff that we're going to be getting into this week. Tomorrow I'm going to be going live again. I've got some photography equipment that I need to unbox. I've got some computer accessories that I need to unbox. USB Type-C hubs. I've got a laptop stand that has a hub built into it. Let's see here. I'm looking over because I'm trying to see. Oh, I also have this real cool tire inflator. Completely different from what you're expecting. So definitely follow me that way. You guys can check out those unboxings when we get into them. I'm going to be going live tomorrow, Monday. So hopefully I will see you guys there again. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat room. I'm going to hang on for about a minute or so. That way we could see, take a look at any questions you guys might have here. If not, we're going to be signing off. As I already mentioned, we're going to go live again tomorrow and unbox a whole bunch of more stuff. I got a ton of stuff here, folks. I also have a kid's tablet that I'm going to be unboxing as well. Let's see. What else do I have here? Oh, I have another air duster. This one looks like it puts out a ton of air. You're going to want to check that one out. All right, I'm not seeing any questions coming in on the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off, folks. Thank you guys for joining me here tonight, and I hope to see you guys on the next live. Until then, adios.